Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. I'm seeing new levels that are currently forming on the 1 month. We're seeing some weakness on the 1 hour time frame that I'm confirming with the RSI. 4 hour is forming some bullishness. I'll show you some signals on Market Cipher that are triggering some levels that are recurring where we could go and grab that liquidity. I'll tell you about some levels that are pulling out the liquidity. Fear and greed index is right at support. The longs seem to be back in town. Cerberus is about to reset. Implications of that are huge, and we are 3 days 9 hours away from the next Fed meeting, and we'll cover as well, is this really a local bottom or there's more downside, what the EMA ribbon is saying, and where are we in the market in the ratio of longs, shorts, and the open interest, the implications of being below the 100-day EMA. So let's get started. Guys, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and the best thing that you can do is leave a comment down below. On the 1 month, I can see that there is mostly volume to the downside. Still, the 24.2 is very attractive. As we were saying yesterday, when we were looking at the 3 month, we said it will be a shame to come all the way to this 25.4 and not grab any of the liquidity that we have accumulated throughout 3 months from longs. As I mentioned, in the 1 hour, now we lost this triangle. I'm using the Lux Algo Price Action Concept Premium, which is very accurately drawing these shapes as well for me. And as you can see, in the 1 hour, we lost this trend line. Yesterday, we were talking about reaching the point of control, which is still located at 26.5. But we are being pushed down by the order block at 25.9. Now if we look into the RSI, we can see that we are losing this trend line on the RSI 1 hour. This is high likely to make a move to the downside like this. That's the highest likely scenario. Whereas on the 4 hour, we are bouncing from support. This is leading me to think that we might make another touch on this line and then push to the top of this trend line on the 4 hour. If we make this move to the top, that will reach a 4 hour RSI of about 50. So a conservative target will be to just reach the top of the RSI. Obviously, this could break out and make a bullish move to the upside, and that's a different story. That could potentially get to an RSI of 70 or even reach the top of the range of 80, which I think is a very low likely scenario, but I'm still going to show you which price levels are coinciding with those RSI values. So let's use reverse RSI. Let's set up 50 first, 70 and 80. Let's disable this one and let's look at the prices. If RSI first reaches a level of 50 on the 4 hour, that will mean 26.2. 70 will mean 27.7 and 80 will be 29.5. which coincides as well with the first level of resistance of CPR, the pivots of the month, so everything is in line with the mathematics of the CPR as well. Guys, I'm hosting an exclusive event on OKX to unlock up to 60,000 in rewards. All you have to do is go to the link in the description and click join now if you're using OKX. We're now gonna try to find some clues that could support this idea that the price could follow to the top of the 4 hour RSI. If we look at the fair value gaps, the price is located right below a massive fair value gap that starts from 25.8 all the way to 26.2. On the 4 hour time frame, there is a likelihood that the price will want to claim all of this. Not to mention that we still have pending to fill the fair value gap at 27.5. Around the 27.5 to 28K, we still have a very tiny CME gap. On the week, altcoins haven't yet recovered. You can see that most of them are minus 30% or even more, with a few exceptions that are showing some more resilience. It is very important that you take note on a week like this of which tokens are tolerating more these bad times. We have Quant that is only done a downside of 12%, Ethereum with 8%, OKV with 12%. Interestingly, Crow is only minus 8%, but even top 10 market cap, like for example Cardano, is minus 32%. Material indicators are pointing out that the fire charts are showing that the liquidity on the edges of the active trading range is shifting downwards. People are pulling out their orders to the downside. The net effect of that is that a thinning of the bid blocks and sell walls, which will in turn open the door to greater volatility as we head towards Wednesday's Fed rate hike decision. And yes, the next meeting is in 3 days, and the expectation is 70% of no change and 30% of hike. We're talking about a 25 basis points. Market Cipher on the 6th of June printed a golden buy. That made a move of about 7% to the upside. Last night, we have a golden buy again on the 4-hour. If we look at the fear and greed index from the 9th of January towards now, we can picture an imaginary trend line connecting the lower lows of the fear and greed index, and we can see that we are at support. So basically, the expectation is that the fear and greed index should bounce right now to maintain the momentum to the upside, to eventually shift in a potential state of greed. Today, we are neutral at 47, and if we don't bounce back above 50 in the next few days, we are risking to lose this imaginary support and go back into the 40s and 30s and even get into the very high levels of fear. Interestingly, we are seeing a spike in levels of longs from the 19th of May up until today. We can see accumulations of longs. And if we focus on the open interest filter, we can see that we have made a move from lows of shorts up until the 10th of May to a massive accumulation of longs, going to the top of the range of maximum level of longs, at the same time coinciding with the open interest resetting. So we can only assume that there are more and more longs coming in, competing with the shorts, and some of them are getting smashed with the price action to the downside. If we look at the open interest down here, we can see that we've been ranging between 120K to 90K. And right now we are right in the middle, 100K. So that means that there is another half of 10K in open interest that needs to be cleared out. That only means volatility that is waiting to make a move. The 100-day EMA is now acting as resistance. If we don't manage to come back above this thing in just a few days, it's going to become a very strong resistance, just like it was throughout a full year in the bear market. In which case, we're going to confirm our speculation that this was a bear market rally and that there's still more room for the downside. And in regards to the question, is this a local bottom? Are we going to push back up, or we're going to end up breaking the 25.2 this weekend? If you want to confirm that the recent price action is an actual bottom, look no further than the funding rate. Sometimes where you see the funding rate big in red, like for example here at 19K. As you can see, in the past few days, we are still not seeing this funding rate in red. I believe that's because there's still a lot of longs. There's still a hope that the price is going to rebound. So we're going to have to see and wait in 3 more days what's going to happen with the meeting with the Fed. If things turn really bearish with an outcome, for example, of a rate hike, 25 basis point or even higher, which is something that no one is expecting, then you're probably going to see big red here, and that could become a local bottom. If you think that in the past days we have a lot of volatility, you're probably wrong. Altcoins are selling out, but Bitcoin is pretty much not doing anything. And if we look at the volatility, the big spikes that you have here, this one was bearish, this one was bullish, and this one was also bullish. And we haven't had one in a while. And zooming out, you can see that very frequently we have spikes in volatility. So I think around here we are overdue for a big move, and that could be next week. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you really like these very quick updates on TA on a daily basis, make sure that you hit the like, that you're subscribed to the channel, watch the full video, and leave a comment down below. That's the best thing that you can do for the channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.